Hey kids, it's August 8th, Saturday. Today was a great day. We went to visit some close friends, and you spent the day playing with their children. The younger one of you was particularly clingy for part of the day, but overall, it was lovely. We went to the park, had ice cream, barbecued, spent time together. Now we're back home, and hopefully both of you are asleep. Otherwise, your mother is probably going crazy upstairs, and I need to finish this quickly and go help her. Anyway, today made me think about plans, because we make a lot of them. Your mother and I plan our days, our weeks, lunches, dinners, weekends, vacations, who takes you to school, who picks you up, who has an important meeting, when we might exercise, which has been particularly optimistic lately. When we see friends, sometimes we even attempt something extremely ambitious, having a quiet coffee together. We actually managed one or two of those recently, so we are doing quite well. And then, very often, you happen. I don't mean that negatively, but one of you wakes up with a fever. The other suddenly cannot go to school. Someone did not sleep properly. Someone needs a doctor. A meeting moves. A flight gets delayed, traffic is terrible. Or we are finally standing by the front door, already 10 minutes late, and suddenly somebody announces, "I need the toilet." The plan looked absolutely beautiful at 7 in the morning. By 9:17, it is completely useless. I wish I could tell you that after years of being your father, I have learned to account perfectly for this. I haven't. I still occasionally look at your mother and say, "We can easily do that before lunch." Then she looks at me. I look at her. And both of us should really know better by now. There is actually a name for part of this tendency: the planning fallacy. Human beings often underestimate how much time, effort, money, and difficulty something will require. When we imagine the future, we tend to imagine the clean version. We think, it takes 30 minutes to drive there. We'll stay for an hour. We'll be home before lunch. Mathematically, it works beautifully. Unfortunately, life does not behave like a clean spreadsheet. Life contains missing shoes, traffic jams, sick children, broken machines, canceled flights, unexpected phone calls, bad weather, mistakes. And, perhaps most importantly, other human beings with plans of their own. I have done exactly the same thing at work. You look at a project and think, that should take 2 weeks. 6 weeks later, you are still working on it. Or you schedule meetings back to back because technically there are enough minutes available. Then, one meeting runs over. Someone calls with an urgent problem. Another meeting moves. You need to travel somewhere. And suddenly the shape of your entire day has changed. The strange thing is that even after this happens repeatedly, we continue making optimistic plans. Perhaps that is not entirely bad. A little optimism probably helps us attempt difficult things. The lesson is certainly not stop planning. Quite the opposite. Plan, think ahead, prepare properly, but become better at leaving room for reality. If something took 3 hours the last 5 times, perhaps don't plan for 1 hour simply because this time you really want it to. Look at what actually happened before, not only at the perfect version you hope will happen next. But there is an even more important lesson underneath all of this. Life never agreed to follow your plan. That sounds obvious, but I forget it surprisingly often. I can decide what time we want to leave the house. I cannot guarantee that one of you won't wake up sick. I can prepare carefully for an important meeting. I cannot guarantee the other person will not cancel it. I can book a flight. I cannot control the weather. I can create the perfect Sunday schedule. Saturday does not have to cooperate. This is where planning becomes a very Stoic subject. We talk constantly about the distinction between what is within our control and what is not. The plan is largely mine. The outcome is not. I can prepare. I can leave early. I can bring what we need. I can think through possible problems. Then reality gets a vote. Actually, reality gets the final vote. And I have noticed something about myself. Often, what frustrates me is not even the change itself. It is the distance between the day I imagined and the day I actually received. I have already created this little version of reality inside my head. Breakfast at this time, leave at this time, arrive here, do this, come home, maybe relax. Everything fits perfectly. Then actual reality has the audacity to disagree with me, and suddenly I am annoyed. But reality never broke its promise. There was no promise. I created an expectation and then became frustrated when the world failed to obey it. Parenthood is particularly good at exposing this illusion. Before children, it was easier for me to believe that my schedule belonged to me. I made a plan and, most of the time, something reasonably similar happened. Then you arrived, and you repeatedly reminded me, you can organize the conditions, you cannot command the outcome. That is actually excellent training for the rest of life. Because eventually, much bigger things will refuse to follow your plans too. Careers change, relationships change, opportunities disappear, unexpected ones appear. People become sick, economies change, technology changes, and you yourselves will change. You may spend years preparing for one future and eventually realize you no longer want it. That does not mean planning was pointless. It means the map needed updating. A map is useful because it helps you navigate, but if the road in front of you is closed and your map says it should be open, you do not drive through the barrier just to prove the map was right. You adjust. That is how I hope you approach plans. Make ambitious plans. Think ahead. Prepare. Give yourselves enough time. Learn from previous mistakes. Build buffers where you can. But please do not become so attached to the plan that you cannot respond intelligently when reality gives you something different. A phrase I like is, plan carefully, execute seriously, hold the outcome lightly, do your part properly. Then remain flexible about what happens next. If something goes wrong, adjust. If you are delayed, adapt. If one route disappears, look for another. If something genuinely important changes, perhaps change the plan completely. That is not failure. Sometimes changing the plan is exactly what good planning requires. This also connects to something we have talked about before, being less attached to outcomes. I don't mean becoming indifferent. If you are working towards something, of course you should care. But there is a difference between wanting an outcome and believing reality owes it to you. Prepare for the exam, train for the race, build the business, plan the holiday. Do everything reasonably within your control. Then allow reality to be reality. Otherwise, you can spend your entire life fighting things simply because they are different from what you imagined. And kids, I think the two of you have been teaching me this from the day you arrived. Without knowing it, obviously. You taught me that I can plan the day. I can prepare for the day. I can try to make good use of the day. But I do not own the day. Sometimes the day will give me something completely different. A sick child, a canceled meeting, a wonderful surprise, an unexpected conversation. Maybe something better than what I planned. Maybe something worse. My job is not to command every detail. My job is to respond as wisely as I can to whatever actually arrives. So always have a plan. Plans are useful. They give direction. They help us prepare. They make difficult things possible. Just remember what they really are. A plan is your best guess about a future that has not happened yet. It is not a contract with life. So make the plan, do the work, leave some space. And when life inevitably edits your schedule without asking permission, adjust and continue. And do not ever forget, I love you both very, very much.